the NFL season. That's crazy. The Dallas Cowboys kicking it off in L.A. against the Rams 27 days from now, holding their first padded practice today. Lost some key contributors on defense, but they did draft Oklahoma wideout CeeDee Lamb, giving Dak Prescott another weapon there on the outside. And their new head coach, Mike McCarthy, big expectations in year one after that 13-year tenure in Green Bay. All of which brings us to Ed Werder from Cowboys camp, not in California per usual, but from the Star in Frisco, Texas. So Mike McCarthy's never had a running back like Ezekiel Elliott. What does he expect Zeke's workload to look like, Ed?
Yeah, Hannah, one of the great curiosities as Mike McCarthy prepares for his first season as head coach of the Cowboys is how much the offense will be committed to two-time NFL rushing champion Ezekiel Elliott. Consider this, in McCarthy's 13 seasons as Green Bay's head coach, the Packers never ranked among the league's top 10 in rushing attempts. In contrast, Elliott leads the NFL in total touches with 1,358 since he entered the league in 2016. McCarthy spoke often about achieving balance in Green Bay, but it seldom happened. Now he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers. He has Dak Prescott. Arguably, the best player in Dallas is Ezekiel Elliott. The best player is a running back, not the quarterback. And I asked both McCarthy and Elliott about their expectations of one another earlier today.
The guy I saw on film was a guy that was 4+ runs almost every time he touched the ball. If you look at his averages, and if you break it down by his outside zone, his inside zone, and his tight zone runs, he does them all very well. So there's no flaws there as far as him as a runner. You can see on the screens and some of the big plays he did have, he finishes runs, he finishes plays. But his ability to be a multiple run course runner is something I think we'll definitely utilize.
My individual goal is just win a Super Bowl. We have a great team, it's our time. And that's all our goal is just to win the Super Bowl.
Well, Elliott admitted that missing training camp last season in a contract holdout adversely impacted his early performance. He also says the focus of his offseason this time was improving his abilities as a receiver out of the backfield. It seems apparent that whatever running Elliott does will come out of the three receiver sets because McCarthy used that personnel grouping in Green Bay almost more than any other coach in the entire NFL. And the team drafted wide receiver CeeDee Lamb in the first round. And Hannah, in the team's first padded practice today, defensive tackle Gerald McCoy suffered what appeared to be a significant leg injury, had to be helped to the training room. He did not return, and his place on the starting defensive line was taken by Tristan Hill, who played 0 snaps after Week 7, his rookie season.
Oh, my, because they signed him to that 3-year, $18 million deal to try to rebuild that defensive line. That included Alden Smith and Dontari Poe and Everson Griffin. So we'll keep an eye on that. Apparently behind you, the whole time you've been talking, there's little kids playing football. So this would appear to be a very family-friendly camp. I like it. That's our star from the Star.
Yeah, well, we're out here in the Tostitos Plaza.
Yeah, there you go. Ed Werder, thanks.
All right, from that strange sight to this one, new Patriots quarterback Cam Newton. New uniform taking the field this morning in Foxborough. Cam battling with Jarrett Stidham to be the first player other than Tom Brady to be the man in New England since 2001. Brady, of course, now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's the QB there. Jenna Lane is at Bucs camp today. She joins us now live. Jenna, what can you tell us about Brady's relationship with Bruce Arians thus far?
Jay, it's been an interesting one. Two fiery personalities in Tom Brady and Bruce Arians. Arians actually cursed Brady out a few days ago because, as Arians put it, he likes to throw the ball in walkthroughs. We don't throw the ball in walkthroughs, but no harm, no foul. Brady said he's used to it. He did get to sling it around today, though, in the Bucs' first padded practice, the first time we got to see offense go against defense as well. And on the first throw of the day, he chucked a 100-yard bomb to Scotty Miller in stride. He never broke stride on that play. It got him all fired up. It got everybody fired up. And I think it hushed a lot of the naysayers, at least those that were in attendance, the media members, as far as whether or not Brady still has the arm. Arians has said this whole time, same with Clyde Christensen, he can make all the throws, but he's also getting rid of the ball really, really quickly. I asked Jason Pierre-Paul about that after practice, and he's like, man, you aren't kidding. Now, Brady did throw an interception, though. Parnell Motley, it was on a pass that was intended for Mike Evans, a short pass on an out route. I asked Bruce Arians, though, after practice how he fared, and he said he is right where he needs to be.
Buccaneers open their season against Drew Brees and the Saints in just 27 days. Jenna Lane with the latest from Bucs camp.
Sports Center on the Road is presented by Rocket Mortgage.
And coming up on SportsCenter, Odell Beckham Jr., known for those ridiculous catches. See what he did.
Harrison, Jokic, Gobert, warming up. Big men getting ready to do battle. Jokic already with a pair of 30-point games in the bubble so far. Gobert shot a career best 69% from the field this year. Part of our quadruple header, NBA playoffs opening day. For more on how you should bet today's games, here's Daily Wagers' Doug Kazarian.
We're going to learn whether the bubble proves to be a difference maker. The NBA playoffs, widely considered the most predictable postseason format, with the neutral court this year impacting the betting odds, and we'll see if it also affects who advances. Jazz and Nuggets get us going first. Denver laying 220 in the series. One odds maker I spoke with said it would be around 330 in the conventional home court format. Now in the opener today, Denver laying 4.5, which is about a 1.5 move since the news of Mike Conley's absence. Nets pulled off some huge upsets already in the bubble, but the defending champs laying 1 to 50 odds. So it merely takes a risk of $5,000 to win $100 on Toronto advancing. I'd consider blindly just taking Brooklyn and the points in every game, which starts with double digits. Boston and Brad Stevens, they're going to cost you. -$4 against Philly. An odds maker said it would be in the range of -150 if Ben Simmons were healthy and playing. I still like the C's at $4. They're laying 6 as well in game 1. Clippers, similar price, -550. It makes sense. Dallas, worst defensive efficiency of all the playoff teams, but this is a 1-2 matchup in offensive efficiency. Clippers laying 6. That number's ticked up. I like the over first half, 116.5. Don't forget, plenty of Daily Wager content on ESPN's YouTube channel. Go check that out, and we'll return in time for football season on ESPN2.
Dougie Fresh, thank you much. Tomorrow on this edition of SportsCenter, why this may be LeBron's last best chance to win another championship. SportsCenter tomorrow at noon Eastern after First Take right here on ESPN. Hannah.